everyone, it's Rachie Bear, and today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch based on the presentation that was shown on January 12th. So first I'd like to talk about the price, which is $299.99. I actually think this is a very good price for a console, and it's actually reasonably affordable. Now, I believe they will be doing bundle packs later on with more popular games. Like, they might do a Splatoon 2 with like a Super Mario Odyssey bundle later on or something like that. Similar how they did like the Wii U bundles and stuff. The Neon is selling for the same price as the regular, and I think that's fine. I mean, I think the Neon one's a little more popular, but the Joy-Cons themselves are pretty expensive. The gray Joy-Cons, the blue, red, and then there's a mixture of the blue and red. They're all selling for $80 each. And I think that's a little pricey, but I mean, at least the Neon ones aren't more expensive than the gray ones. So the release date, March 3rd, 2017. I think that feels super soon. I don't know why, maybe because I'm just getting like older and like stuff feels like, whoa, this just came out, didn't it? But I know that there have been NX rumors for a very long time now, but they only just announced / showed the Switch in October. So again, I think March 3rd is actually pretty cool that it's so like soon feeling. So as many of you might know, the Wii U, 3DS, the newer consoles have all been region locked. So say you live in North America and you wanted to get a game from England, it would not work on your American Wii. But they finally removed that region locking. They're kind of like, oh, I guess that wasn't really a good idea. So the Switch will not have region locking. The next topic I want to talk about is the battery life. They said when you have the portable, when you like take the console and use it as the portable version, that it will have 2.5 to 6 hours of battery life depending on the game you're playing. Well, I think that's actually pretty reasonable battery life. I know like the 3DS has a lot better battery life, but then again, you are playing on this newer console that has way better graphics and stuff. But you can always plug it in and keep playing if you're doing the portable, or you just don't have to play it quite as long, you know? But I figure most people will actually just be using the Switch in the console mode rather than its portable mode anyways, so I think the battery life is pretty good. The next feature they talked about was the Rumble HD feature, which affects the Joy-Cons. They're similar to like the Wiimotes where it mimicked your like action, except these are much more sensitive to that action. Also, they, I guess, rumble, I don't know. The rumble feature is like not just gonna be like random vibrating, it's gonna actually feel more like real life stuff, I guess. It wasn't super well explained, but it's definitely a more advanced feature, which is good because, you know, we are in 2017. But I think it'll be a cool feature to see like how it turns out and what it's actually going to be once we get the Switch. Okay, so the Switch is going to be a portable console, just like my GameCube. But for real though, this is actually a really cool and innovative idea to have a portable console. It gives the player several different ways of playing with the Switch. They can have the Joy-Con controller, which is like the standard controller that's going to come with the Switch when you buy it. You can buy the Pro controller, which is going to be similar to like, I guess the Wii U controller, like the Pro one for that. And then you can use the Joy-Cons attached to the console itself, so like, I don't know, say you had like, this was the screen, you'd like snap them on and be like, oh, I'm gonna play, right? And then you can actually just hold the Joy-Con separately and have the Switch just sitting down like a screen like regularly. So I think it's really cool that they have so many different ways to play on the Switch. And the portability is also a big plus despite having a short battery life, because I mean, if you want to play your game and you're like, oh, well, I have to go here and stuff, you can just pick it up and bring it with you. So I think it's a really innovative idea, and I think it will be pretty successful. Now let's start talking about the games. They talked about several games in this presentation, and the first one was v.II Switch. This game looks sort of gimmicky. I'll put it out there right now. Looks pretty gimmicky. It feels similar to like Wii with the Wii Sports, but I guess it looks kind of better. You know, it looks like it's gonna be better than Wii Sports because Wii Sports was not very cool. But this game is going to be priced less than normal price games. It's going to be $49.99 instead of $59.99, which, I mean, I don't know. But it could be fun for families or social events, so I guess they're trying to appeal to a large audience here where, you know, maybe you don't want to play like RPGs and all that stuff. It's like, well, what if I want to just do a fun game like the Wii and like bring back the Wii days? But I don't know, 1-2 Switch looks like it could be fun. I'll have to see for myself. The second game they talked about was ARMS, and when I saw this, I was not a fan. I don't know why, it doesn't look like my sort of game. It's like a fighting style game, but also similar to like the Wii Sports where you have to use the Joy-Cons as your like Wiimotes basically to play. It does look sort of gimmicky, similar to 1-2 Switch. It will be a full-priced game at $60. I hope there's more to the game than they showed, because I don't think I could play for hours on end, like just, okay, let's box and stuff, I don't know. It's gotta have, I hope it has good, like, replayability, like, you want to come back to the game. But again, it probably could be fun for a party game or big social events in families, so, I mean, it does have its pros there. The next game talked about was Splatoon 2! Woo! This was a great idea, by the way, but I'm not a big fan of multiplayer games, but I think it was a really smart move for Nintendo because Splatoon was really popular, and I think Part 2 will be just as or even more popular, especially with the new weapons. I don't really have a ton to say about this because they didn't really show a lot of footage. I just know they showed the really nerdy guy making the 2, and it was kind of dorky, but I think it will be pretty successful. The next game shown was Super Mario Odyssey, and I think the 3D platformer with the open world was just what Mario needed. Now, I'm not sure the last I don't know, it looked very similar to Super Mario Sunshine, to be honest, but I think it's gonna be really cool. I mean, there's several different areas, including New Donk City. I'm not sure where they came up with that name. Maybe like New Donkey Kong City? I don't know, but New Donk City sounds kind of dorky. But I'm not sure how I feel also about real humans being next to Mario, because Mario looks really ridiculous next to actual people. Bowser is also dressed up for the wedding, but he looks like a total pimp. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. It's like, I don't know, with that like top hat and the like tuxedo and stuff, it's like, no. It's like, like the purple and the white, and I don't know, did he have a cane? I can't remember, but he did look really dorky. I have no idea what this game is about. They didn't show any sort of like story or plot or anything. They just showed all these different areas. But I definitely want the game when it comes out. It looks really good. Also, Mario's hat is alive. That's a really interesting twist that they showed at the end of the footage. And I'm also interested to see how this new feature is going to play a role in the new game. The next game they showed was Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which looks amazing. It looks super, super good. It will probably not be as good as the original Xenoblade Chronicles, but it still has to be definitely better than X, because I think this 2 is going to be more like original Xenoblade Chronicles, whereas like Xenoblade Chronicles X was like totally different, and they just slapped the Xenoblade name on it, like, oh, here's Xenoblade, but it's not Xenoblade. So I also like the stylization they put into it, and again, they didn't really show a lot of plot or anything, but it looks like it's gonna be a fantastic game. Next, they talked about a whole bunch of games I know absolutely nothing about. They talked about Fire Emblem Warriors, which I think will be similar to Hyrule Warriors, where it's like the multiplayer like type of game and stuff, but they also talked about Dragon Quest games, Shin Megami Tensei, Project Octopath Traveler, and No More Heroes 3. Don't know them, I thought I'd mention them anyways, but yeah. So next they started talking about third-party games such as Skyrim. They're bringing Skyrim to the Switch, and I think the idea of bringing these third-party game developers and stuff from other companies, like, you know how Skyrim was released for like PC and like Xbox 360 and stuff, well, I think they're trying to appeal to a larger audience by bringing them to the Switch, and it's now going to be portable. I mean, you could play it if you had like a gaming laptop, you could have played Skyrim on that and made it portable, but I mean, not a lot of people really have that anyways. It looks really nice on the Switch. I currently have Skyrim for my Xbox 360, and it looks like poop. To be honest, it looks really, really bad. The game, the quality is not very good, and the game itself looks super dark. So I probably will honestly be buying it for the Switch, because I've always wanted to stream Skyrim, because it's such a like open game and it looks like it could be really fun to stream. And I think buying it for the Switch will make the video quality nicer and actually make it brighter. So I know this game's been out for a while, but I still think it's cool that they're bringing it to the Switch. Another third-party game that they're bringing is FIFA, and I think that that's a great idea because, again, the larger audience, and again, I don't play FIFA at all, but maybe they're also trying to bring, like, Nintendo fans over to, like, other franchises, like, hey, look, there's other stuff besides, you know, Mario, but I think it will be pretty cool to have FIFA on the Switch. The last game they showed was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and whoa, super hype! This game looks huge. It looks absolutely huge with the open world, and it also looks really beautiful. I like the new style of Link and Zelda and Ganon, and it's really good style and just looks really nice. And it really just releases at launch. Finally! They have been delaying this game for like ever. They're like, oh yeah, we'll have a game for the Wii U, and it's like, this is coming out on the Wii U, except it's taken like super long time. But I think they took the extra time to make the game as good as possible, especially too, because like they wanted to make sure it was ready to release with the Switch, which I think was a pretty good idea, especially because you can buy the bundle packs for like the special Zelda stuff. And again, I'm going to be really excited to play this game. It looks really awesome. And the most controversial part of this video, the launch lineup. Yep, that you bet you were probably waiting for that. There's not a big assortment of games at launch. They have Breath of the Wild, 1-2 Switch, Super Bomberman R, Skylanders Imagineers, Just Dance 2017, The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. And I think they've added a couple more titles, but they were not like the big titles. Breath of the Wild is a huge game though, and will probably take a while to play through, so buying it at launch, you know, might take like a month or two, because not many people also will have a lot of money to buy both a Switch and a ton of games at once. So I don't think it necessarily matters that the launch lineup isn't very big, especially because, like, well, I don't have money to buy a Switch and then, like, 3 games on top of that. Even if you're not a Zelda fan, you don't have to buy the Switch at launch. Like, it doesn't matter, because, like, you're probably one of the games that are coming out later in the year, and you can just buy the Switch later on anyways. And there are games coming out throughout the year, like I said, and the holiday season. So have people forgotten about Christmas? I'm not really sure, because Christmas is like a huge selling time for consoles and games. So, I mean, again, the launch lineup doesn't really concern me. A lot of places have already even sold out their pre-orders. Like, it's very hard to find a pre-order at this point. And other consoles have had big launch lineups and have flopped later on. Wii U. Overall, I will be buying a Switch, and I think it's going to be pretty successful despite not having a good launch lineup. Make sure to subscribe to see all my latest content, and check out my Paper Mario 1000 Year Door Let's Play if you like that game. Definitely should. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.